Oh, all right. Are we on? I hope you don't have no problems. We had issues here. Well, let's see here. We got an update. Well, you know what this is. Okay, we have an update. It's right here. August the 14th. It's today, okay? Here what it is. Carl says here. Armed with a semi-automatic with intent to commit mass murder in store in Denver. Security alert. Police notified. Cops come. Confront. They say psychic. Larynx. But he said his name was Carl now. It's crazy stuff here. Well, into the store, he opens fire on the cops in the store and the customers in the store. Cops return fire, and a lot of it. And it leads him, Carl, dead. But what happened? Well, it was one cop that got killed in this exchange, and 5 people, regular people, dead. Thanks to Carl. Thanks to the doctor. Oh, okay, so, but Carl's dead. No. Said this would be a bitter end. Well, what about the throat? Well, still in South Dakota. You ready to make that call. But you hear some news. What's the news? Unidentified mass murderer killed in deadly confrontation with police in Denver. Killed 1 police officer and 5 civilians. More news coming. All right, well, Mr. Throat, he sees that. You see what I'm saying? About his, his lifelong friend. I mean, he's been same body, same neighborhood, same life, all this time. And for some new reason, the cops kill his best friend. Dirty cops, in his mind. For no reason, killed the best friend he's ever known. Well, and guess what happens? When he hears this devastating news about his best friend, he takes 13 pills. Yeah. He takes 13 pills and he ODs. The throat's dead. Larynx dead. Case dead. Case closed, right? Nah, not really. That was the end of the satire, right, folks? Okay. Now, when we get to the real case, joke, reality, what is it? What we see is it's like too many cooks in this soup, or whatever you want to call it, and we were seeing this interview. We got all kinds of stuff. Today we saw the interview with the four white guys. They lying with Joe Tatum. Looking at Tatum, looks like he's getting a little nervous. You see what I'm saying? A whole lot of lies and shit. You see what I'm saying? We don't like none of it, and we're calling it all out. Seriously. What we're talking about too is we were looking at the parents, the parents Nolan's parents, Christine and Elmore. They're sitting up there at the it was a press conference with Tiffany forgot her last name. I'm sorry, Tiffany. I'm sorry. We do that. But they were asking for answer. Hell, the answers were there, early, but the answers are gone now. And let's not play games here. This is totally about race because do you think the white boy's throat and Larynx would be missing? You think that? No. So this is a joke of a case. I've never heard of a case like this where the throat's missing and they bullshitting and we're waiting and waiting and waiting and we're gonna get the answers and blah blah blah. This is like they playing a ring around the rosies and shit. There's some murder here. If it was a three black guys and one white boy on that boat, yeah, and he came up dead, they would have the evidence and they ass be on their way to jail. They would have all the evidence, the throat and the Larynx and all that shit. But in this case, with the black team, the beautiful young black boy, they playing with his throat and shit, playing games. But that's on the Elmo though a little bit. I'm like because I saw him. He looked tired and frustrated in the press conference. But hey, man, shit, you should be out there. If you're not doing it, I don't know if you're doing it or not. Hopefully you are. But if you ain't, I'd be, I'd be out in the streets asking questions. Because goddamn, the authorities ain't doing it. Ledbetter and all them of us, they ain't doing it. Okay, so hey, those are the notes here. It would have been got physical. You see what I'm saying? It was me. Because sometimes, it's got to be physical to get the answers. This gets this to talking. Okay? Sometimes this stays closed until, the threat of physical violence and shit goes upside the head. Maybe we'll talk a little bit. And I be on Dr. Hudson's, I be on his ass. and Ashley and the son. You know, all the friends. I'm on everybody's ass. If I'm Elmore. You know, Christine's doing this and that, you know, with the interviews and all that. Hey, and Christine, you can be getting on Ashley a little bit too. You know, how many more of these news conferences we need to see anyway? I mean, it's all a bunch of grifting and shit and a lot of money making. Y'all don't like it, that's why y'all see us. We don't look at that shit. We ain't worried about all that because there's a whole lot of fluff. You know, so like I said, you know, all of his friends, the Hudsons and all them, I be shaking them all, shaking them down if I'm Elmore. You know, maybe I say, maybe it's time to start beating some motherfuckers down. I'm Elmore now. Beating motherfuckers down or threatening to do it. Somebody's gonna give me some answers or I'm moving somebody's ass. Let's put it like this. Starting with the Hudson. You know, what was all that with all the money and shit? Why y'all putting all this money up for my son? And I'm still mad about all that with the throat and all that shit. Something I've never seen before. Again, I'm going to say, in any case I've ever seen. Never seen that. Why y'all letting it go? And I'm like, hey, Elmo, I'm like this, hey man, it's about that time. You know, it's a damn circus. Everybody in it, you know. And I don't trust all the white folks down there, you know, especially the sheriffs and all that shit. You know that. They're not down there for us, for black people. That's to hurt black people most of the time. Look at the history. You know, they lying about everything. You know, they goddamn Sambo Coon. He's sitting up there with the goddamn 4 white boys. You know, they sitting up there. They got their money for the show. He getting his money, but he's starting to lose money, I'm hearing. Good. You know, now here come Nancy Grace. She in this shit playing. She had that goddamn Navy guy, you know, the Navy Cajun captain or something. He was sitting up that line at the very start. You know, going up, looking up here and shit, you know. No, he was lying. You know, so among others. Like Chris Como, that Dan Abrams, what was the other about? I'm talking about Joe Tatum. I call his rant Brandon. You understand? You know, when we talk his ass, we talk about his ass. You know, and we gonna keep on doing that. Joe Tatum. Let's see. And that TMZ, what's his name? Levin. You know, they lying and bullshitting, talking with, you know. All these people are grifting off this case, man. I don't like it. We don't like it here. We're not falling for that here, and we got still got our target, and y'all know who it is. So and all the phone garbage now that's coming back up. You know, who's got the phone? Nolan had the phone. They took the phone there. Phone got bop bop boom boom. Where's the phone? The question is, and it always has been, where is the larynx? Where is the throat? So, we see the interviews one after another. And that's the reason why it's going to end up being a dead end case, y'all. We said this time and time again. Is because of that throat and that larynx. They not there. Not complete. So the murderer gets off. See what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what we think. Unless something changes, because all the evidence is gone. The complete evidence. Okay, and then we looking at the joke of a murder of a beautiful young boy, and we're looking at TMZ. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about the future LMN movie. They probably working on that. This and that, on and on, so on and so forth. Every goddamn thing, this, that, and the third. Shit, so it's everything. But the real thing, and what should be happening, is getting to the bottom of the murder of Nolan Wales. So that's not happening. So we don't see no respect. We don't see no respect for the parents. That's where Elmo comes in. If you ain't getting respect, you better make some respect. God damn it, we had a saying when we was young, our crew. Hey, we breaking necks and earning some motherfucking respect. If you're not getting respect, you better make them give you the respect. So we can really close it down. Get your respect if you gotta earn it one way or another, Elmore. They playing with your son, they playing with your wife, they playing with the case. It's time to stop that shit. Okay? Because if I was you, I'd be throwing hands, no exceptions. Because this case is not a joke, and they making one out of it. Let's stop that shit right now, y'all. This real life live. And we ain't joking now. Okay? We not joking.